We made love.
Who you made love with?
Wow, wow. Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Buster at the airport too.
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us.
People talk about Hollywood rappers these days. I can't help but think of a rainbow coalition because ever since Diddy was imprisoned, there are more rappers who aren't suspected of being on the DL than there are fingers. On one hand, okay, so I'm playing, but for real, there are a number of rappers who have been out here crazy all their lives, but we're only now learning about them. What's even crazier are the ones we always assumed were the hardest in the game, but who turn out to be the craziest behind closed doors. Who would have guessed that all that thug life energy was just a front for them living their best love life? In that clip, Orlando was out there name-dropping people, and he did get down with y'all. Catch his reference to Busta Rhymes. Since Busta always exuded that hardcore energy, I never would have guessed that he was involved in all of this. However, for a minute now, people have been speculating that he is deep in this Diddy mess and has been shutting it down by avoiding anything related to Diddy, but when the internet decides it's your turn, there's no escape, not even from your ancestors. In light of the most recent revelations, let's just say that Buster has allegedly been a whole lineup of rappers who once looked up to him. Let's get started. He ended up advising everyone to keep their mouths shut, saying a lot of times, people don't realize how insensitive it can be to comment on the things they only know from what they've been told. In his words, I believe that understanding is the absence of confusion. Everyone needs to mind their own business until the truth is disputed. Once that happens, justice should be served accordingly for everyone involved. That statement only makes sense to people who haven't tapped into the internet and looked at what's actually happening because, with all the testimonies, receipts, and plain evidence flying around online, what do you mean by mind your business until the truth? It true, sir, excuse me, but isn't everyone living under a rock? And that's precisely why people began to criticize Busta, because his entire demeanor gave the impression that he was trying to protect Diddy. However, when he went on to say that he had never attended a Diddy party, people lost it because anything. The internet began to pull out a ton of receipts. And first, a whole video from 2010 that showed him giving speeches at a Diddy party alongside other celebrities. If that wasn't bad enough, Diddy was called his childhood friend.
About victory. I'm going in. I better believe it. Shot at Def Jam, and we the best. You know what it is. It's 2010, baby. It's the takeover. I'm going in.
Happy New Year to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk. And you know, I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessings to the whole entire universe. Let's do it way big.
I want to give a shout out to my brothers that have been inspiring me and been my friends for a long time. One of my best friends in the whole world, Busta Rhymes in the house. You know what I'm saying? He been my friend for a long time, ever since I was like 12 years.
And now that it's all coming together, it's no surprise that people are claiming that Busta was attempting to protect his boy Diddy when he hit him with that mind your business talk. However, let's face it, the internet wasn't going to overlook that. They were just getting started. Then they pulled up the video of Orlando Brown, in which he was name-dropping celebrities he allegedly got down with. In Buster's name was prominently displayed on the list. Some people dismissed it, assuming that Orlando was just on one. When he said all that, but when he was questioned about it again, he stood on it, going even further, revealing how the industry has been preying on young people for years.
Buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. And people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. A lot of stuff that happened.
Mainly because it's more dangerous.
I mean, rappers now. I mean, this is a touchy subject. I just, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and...
Back to Busta Rhymes. This is where the pieces, really, began to fit together. These internet detectives weren't stopping, and the next thing you knew, they had unearthed another video, this time from a rapper named Trip Alley. According to Trip Alley, he was just out and about with his friends when Busta pulled up on him, but it wasn't a friendly meet and greet. Instead, Busta grabbed his hand and wouldn't let go, saying he was holding on to him firmly, making it extremely uncomfortable. Busta then invited him to a party, telling him they could hang out in a private area. Why does that sound so familiar?
Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip.
What in the world would make you approach a stranger on the street and invite them to a party right away if you weren't up to something shady? Come on, Busta. That move was way too quick compared to your spit. You thought Trip Ally was just giving you his story? You might want to reconsider after listening to what Big Homie CC had to say, because he brought up a whole other scenario. That sounded really familiar. You may recall that interview where Big Homie discussed going to a club with model and rapper Dawn Benjamin. Claimed they made connections with some of the club's patrons, and guess what? Busta Rhymes was right up there. Now, a lawyer who was also gay was hanging out at the club, and Big Homie Busta claimed he couldn't take his eyes off him. He said he was observing him closely before inviting him to their section, but it didn't end there. When Big Homie was asked why no one ever asked him what was being discussed, Busta drew him aside, and they had a brief private talk in the corner. Busta seemed to be offended by his straightforward response, saying that everyone is too busy taking advantage of the benefits. The real kicker, Big Homie continued by saying that Busta detests having women around him and that the story he told was wild. Apparently, there was a time when a woman dared to touch him. And how did he react? This man allegedly poured a drink on her immediately. VIP sections, music video shoots, and backstage access. No one is fumbling their spot.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
Nah, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a...
It doesn't matter if Busta is gay. That isn't the problem here. However, throwing drinks at ladies out of rage is a mess. And let's face it, that kind of response says a lot. As you can see from the way the internet pieced this together, people both inside and outside of Busta Rhymes' circle are saying the same thing. And now more people are speaking up, saying like, I knew something was up when I saw that video. It's no wonder that the tabloids have been running stories about him, allegedly being caught leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman, of Busta throwing a drink at that girl for touching him, and he was mad. Rap's dead for me now. Every time I hear it, I have to cover my ass in fear. It's not just rappers, it's Hollywood, not to mention the US government. But what do you guys think of all this? Are you buying into these rumors, or is the internet just doing what it does best? Do you really think Busta Rhymes has been on the DL playing around with young rappers all this time because of whom? The way these receipts keep piling up makes it look really suspicious. Let's talk about it.